All right, guys, this is number 54. 54. I think it's my 8th video since Thursday. Man, I'm making up for lost time. After going 10 days without any videos, I have 8 videos in 4 days. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna share with you one card. One card, and it's the most valuable card that my family has pulled for football. And it's one that my dad picked up back in 1999. So my first year working at the card shop at the Best in Baseball Cards. This pack was 1999 Upper Deck Century Legends football. One of my favorite sets of all time. Love the baseball. Basketball had a similar issue. All right. So Walter Payton. And I was there right by him when he opened this. So it's a Walter Payton autograph from 1999. If you don't know much about his story, he passed away the same year. So the same year that this came out, he passed away at the young age of 45. I think back at the time, I didn't really know a whole lot about him. You know that he's a Hall of Fame, you know he's a running back, played for the Chicago Bears. You know some basic things. But there's a lot of details that I didn't know at the time. I didn't know how amazing this was. And just, we all collected. My brother and my dad and I all collected. We knew that my uncle Bob was a huge Chicago Bears fan. And this was before my brother married Jenna, who's also a Bears fan as well. So as soon as my dad picked it up, he knew who he wanted to give it to. My dad didn't care about the value of the card. And that's the great thing about collecting, is sometimes giving it to someone that enjoys the team or the player is more important than holding on to it for investment purposes. So this card, my dad gave Bob, my uncle, for a birthday present or Christmas present, I can't remember. And at the time when he pulled it, he was still alive, and it probably booked, I would say, at $150. When he passed away, it settled around $300 to $400. I haven't found a whole lot of comps with this. It's numbered out of 150. It's one of his last sets that he did sign, because he did pass away later that year. He had, I believe, liver disease and then cancer towards the end of his life. But this guy, he was a Super Bowl champion, 9-time Pro Bowler, MVP in 1977. His first year in the NFL was 1975. His rookie was 1976. So this right here is a reprint of what his rookie card looked like. About a year ago, I owned this card, the original card from 1976. This is a reprint from 96, I believe. No, this is the 2001 reprint. I make a lot of reprints throughout the years. So I had the 1976 Topps. And I think when COVID just hit, I put it on around April or May, and I probably got, because I sold it in a lot with Joe Montana rookie. I think just the Walter Payton I would have got about $250 for. I believe that a raw card, about the same condition, would bring in probably $500 to $600 now. So just like a lot of cards, the iconic cards like Walter Payton, Joe Montana, all the big names in all sports have doubled in price since a year ago. Just to give you an idea, that same card, so Walter Payton, this is a PSA 9. So the card that I have was not in this good a condition. So this is a PSA 9 Walter Payton. So if you were to get packs back in 1976, if the centering was good, then you probably had sharp corners, you probably had sharp edges, you probably had a clean surface with no scratches. Centering in the 1970s, 60s, 80s was really, really tough. And in order to get a Gem Mint 10, you need at least 55% on one side, 45% on the other side. You can have a really horrible centering card, and it could be a PSA 6. So, but a PSA 9, which is really, really rare. I don't think there's more than 50 PSA 10s in the world, if I had to guess. I don't know the exact pop count for those, and those are the PSA number of each grade. They call it pop count, population count. But yeah, $10,000 for the condition you'd see right out of a pack. I was trying to figure out, so I had a really nice condition one. It really was nice. The best comparable comp, I think mine would have graded at a PSA 7. So to give you an idea, I sold mine for about $250 to $300 about a year ago. I think now would have sold for about $650 raw in the condition. If I would have kept it, got it graded, and got it back by now, I could have made more money. But just to get an idea of what the range is, so if you were to pick it up in a pack, if you get a 7, it's worth about $800. If you get a 9, it's worth $10,000. So you can see quite a difference. Really amazing. And I've showed you before, here's a 4 and here's an 8. The only thing that's different between those two grades, PSA 4, PSA 8, is the centering. Okay? Same with these. If you're curious how much a box of packs, so if you were around in the 1970s, and I'm curious if Bob would recognize, my Uncle Bob, if you'd recognize that box. In 1976, you would have seen these in grocery stores and retail stores. But a box of 24 packs last week just sold for 11 grand. So if you happen to get a Walter Payton and you get it graded, you can do well for yourself. Okay? But I just thought it'd be curious to see interesting to see what they would go for. So I have a giveaway. I want to know, how much do you think this would go for? Now I guarantee 100% Bob is never, ever, ever going to sell this. This will be in his bedroom, in his PC, the rest of his life. Hopefully when the time comes, he can pass it on to, he's got 3 kids, Ben, Jason, and Sarah. They all like football, so I think any one of those would be honored to have this. Mostly because they know their dad loved it so much. So they might not care about the Bears, but knowing that their dad did, sometimes that's more of the sentimental thing. So when I got this, I took it out of the top loader, or the screw down just now, got out some of the dust, and I put it in a penny sleeve, just to make sure that it lasts another 20 years, because it's been untouched for 22 years probably. So some of the dust that gets in the screw down, I was able to unscrew it, wipe it down carefully, and then put it in a penny sleeve, so then it'll be safer for the next 20 years. So what do you guys think comps would be? He's not selling it. I would think if you get this BGS graded, it's got one slight corner ding on the right side, in the back left. I would say for a grade it'd be a PSA 8. That would be my guess. So if you're thinking if it was a PSA 8 grade, what do you think the comps would be? I would say if you were to get it BGS graded, it'd be about BGS 8.5. It might get a 9 or an 8 for the auto, just being a little bit more faded. But I would say, if I had to guess, I would say a PSA 8. If you graded the autograph, I would say it's an 8 or 9, just based on a little bit of fading here. It's interesting how the numbers faded more than the autograph itself. I have a number that I'm thinking that it could be raw compared to a graded at PSA 8, but this could be something where it's easily 4 figures. I really do see that. Especially when people like me just go on Wikipedia and learn a little bit more about him. Like, I didn't realize he was 45 when he died. I didn't realize that he was a 9-time Pro Bowler. I haven't seen a whole lot of highlights of him, but I can only imagine how funny it was to watch. So I have a giveaway. These 4 cards, these are actually mine. I will give these away. This is not an original rookie, it's a reprint. This is not a second year Walter Payton from 1977. This is a reprint. These are both from 2001. These two are original. This is a 1980 Topps. The book's around 15 bucks based on condition. And this is an 86 Topps 1,000-yard club insert where you can see all the games in 1985, the year I was born, all the games and how many yards that he had in each game. So in 1985, so when I was a baby, in October, November, and December, he had a whole lot of 100-yard games. 1,500 yards total when I was a baby. But so, if you want these cards, tell me what you think this would go for in the comments below. On June 1st, I'll randomize a comment and I'll send you these 4 cards. Hopefully in the comments below we get some fans, Walter Payton fans, Bears fans. I'm hoping that Bob comments. I hope his kids comment so we can get these to Bob. That'd be cool. All right. I know if my dad makes a comment, if he wins these, I know that he's going to give these to my uncle as well. But I just thought, we're talking around Christmas times, like, man, I bet this would be cool. I bet people would love to see this because so many cards, once they are pulled, once they're bought, they're never seen again by the average person. But so I just thought that was really cool. I thought I would share it. I do have one more thing in the family I want to share. It's that 1952 autographed team ball of the Yankees with Yogi Berra, Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio. So I will share that one time, sometime in the future. All right, that's it. 8 videos in 4 days. Man. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Please comment below, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Trying to break through the YouTube algorithm, so anytime you can like one of the videos, anytime you comment the videos, it helps. The one time we had the most impact in the YouTube algorithm, and that's a thing I guess, was the day that I did all the awards. So they call it impressions. So the amount of times that it pops up after a video as a recommended video. And that one day we did the giveaways about a month ago, it had 2,000 impressions, which means that 2,000 times you saw this face as a recommended video. The highest, the second place one that I've had is 400. So that day there was a lot of eyes on the channel and we had 10 new subscribers. So anytime you like, anytime you comment, even if it's a simple, great video, question, anytime you comment, it definitely helps. So I appreciate it. I want to get to 200 subscribers so I can give away $200 worth of Prism cards. All right, we'll see. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good rest of your weekend. Have a good night.